Well, hello there. I'm Linda V. Taylor, and this is The Best of Both Worlds. Today we're visiting the Wild Wild West. This cute little buffalo quilt was pieced by my sister Arlene Jones a long time ago, and I'm finally getting it finished. I have some fun techniques to show you, so let's get started on it. So this is the computerized part that I did on the buffalo. The little corners are these little trees, and I just love them. There's trees with mountains in between, so you can see what that's like. And then it left a circle in there, and I like that part that's kind of sticks out. It's hard to see when the buffalo's done unless it's up on the wall, but it does give it a bit of a relief area. And then as I started doing my words, let me get these big. Oh, give me a home, I'm thinking, oh, I have a home and I do want some trees on here. So I had this little cabin with trees, one of my patterns, and I had various trees that come with it. So I did these, the words maybe not so in a straight line, and then I combined the cursive with the printing, and so you can see how that came along. And then on the side where the deer, and I had of course a female and a male deer there, and the antelope, and I had a deer, but I changed the antlers so that they were antelopes antlers. So where the deer and the antelope play. And then at the bottom, I kept the bottom border with these trees and cabins, and again combined the cursive and everything with the never a discouraging word. It was just fun to put these things in, and of course there's more antelope there. And then the skies, and I did several of these suns. I didn't have enough rays to me, so I just put several, I think 4, and turned them differently. And then of course you can see on the quilt that I put a little face, and that was freehand, a little winky face there where the skies are not cloudy all day. So that was the computerized part that I did, and I had so much fun. What I put in the little pinwheels, I love this pattern. It's kind of a fill-in pattern actually, but it worked out really wonderful in those, and I love the circles. Sort of forms a circle on the inside and the outside with smaller circles, and then of course the circle in the middle. So that was really fun. So now let's go to the freehand. I am just using this technique, which I'm going to show you. I actually use this technique for fire too, and grass sometimes, but it really looks like the back of this bison. So I'm coming though in this direction. I kind of want to keep it coming like that and coming down into here. I didn't put the couching over here because they don't have anything on their back feet. They're like top heavy. So, and this one is already done, so let me show you what I'm doing. When I do this technique, I sort of leave an opening so I can come back down inside of it. See, this time I'm going up, coming back down, leave that opening, come back down. it's okay for me to cross if I want to. We all get these rules in our heads, and it's really kind of sad. There are some rules, but they're standards, okay? You see how I'm keeping in this direction. Come up here with a little wider one so I can come back down. Go back up and get out. Shorts and longs. It just flows. It's just really fun. These are not straight. They have because, you know, we have buffalo around here, and they don't have straight hair necessarily. I guess there's different kinds of buffalo, but it's a little bit curly. So I just kind of put a little bit of a curve more to it. There we go. I'm going to come over here and finish this little area. Right down to the border. Kind of glad I didn't have to do hoofs. There we go. This area I'm doing in the green area, just kind of doing swirls with echoes. But I also wanted a feather or two, so I'm putting in a feather or two. Kind of a feather meandering. This is my favorite thing to do, freehand. I'm just coming down here, making another feather here. Swirls and half circles. Echoing the feather is always a good idea, and that way you can come back down. Make the other side. You really can't do anything wrong there. You could just do a regular meandering if you know how to do that. But it's kind of fun to just kind of have it a little bit more free, a little bit more design and art. There we go, and you can see I even filled in the little parts. I have switched to my couching foot, and it's fantastic. I wish my yarn was a little thicker, but it's going to work. I can just put kind of layers on here because these buffalo are really have this, it's almost like a lion's mane or something. It's like a blanket up there, and then they don't have as much on the back of the bison. But around this mouth part, I'm going to start now. And I just let my yarn, I just have it over my machine here so it can feed kind of from the top. But you can run out of yarn really fast, so you have to make sure that it's there and it's available and it's not pulling on it. So I'm just going to come down and fill some more of this in. You can see how fast this takes up the yarn. I downloaded pictures from the internet of buffalo and kind of got an idea of what I wanted to do. You can go back over places that you didn't fill in as well, maybe. Or because this is not as thick of a yarn, if there's a place that didn't catch, I can go back over it. I want plenty on this buffalo. When he's on the wall, I want him to be really, really fun. So I like that at the bottom, and that's what the picture kind of showed me. So now I'm going to go back in and start with some of my swirls. And I don't have to stay in lines at all. These take up a lot of thread, so I have to make sure that I have it there all the time. Just kind of go out of lines here because I don't want it to follow that spike. And if there's a place where it just didn't catch, I'll just go over and make sure it does. I don't want this to look like a rose. I want it to look matted. So I can go over anywhere I want to. And I will continue this pattern down the legs as well. They go right over the front legs. Is that fun or what? This is totally fun. Who could not want to do this? And then if I wanted it even denser, I can go over it again. And of course you can slow down. I'm on pretty high speed here. I'm in constant. So I'll just finish all that couching like that up here. This area up here is a little bit more open. And you see, I don't mind going over anything that I've already gone over. Make sure everything is caught. And then when I get over here to the side, I'm doing more of a little bit of a hairy thing. It comes over, come back. Just kind of like that. I think I might have to name this buffalo. That's kind of fun, isn't it? This took 2 skeins of yarn, so be prepared with lots of yarn. I don't want to go over where I have that design. So I'm going to thread paint in this horn. And from all the pictures, their horns are just, you know, actually kind of variegated and between brown and light. Yeah, I'm going to make it a little more pointed up there on this side. I can have some shorts and longs in here. I don't want them all long. That would be too neat. for my buffalo. And it would have been easier to have done all of this before I did the couching. So then I don't have to worry about the couching, but it doesn't seem to be interfering. Cool. How fun is this, you know, on a domestic machine? You kind of like would be doing this for weeks. You really just want to fill it in. You'll start to see some places that rise up, so just kind of slow down and make sure you get a line in there. You want to stay away from buffalo if you go to Yellowstone. They're about an hour and a half from us. And there's always tourists that go right up to the buffalo, and I'm just warning you, they're temperamental, and some of them are kind of cranky. So I wouldn't do it. All right, I love it. Look at that. I love that. Okay, that's going to show up really well on the wall. Thank you so much for joining me today on this cute quilt. I'm so excited to get it finished. Can't wait to see it in my guest bedroom. And I think the name is going to be Buffy. Buffy the Buffalo. You like it? Thanks for watching.